everyone, and welcome to this week's virtual card and a cuppa with me, Fiona Whitten. This is actually the last card and a cuppa for 2024. So time has been flying, so please bear with me a second. I just need to double check that this is actually going out live. So I just need to check my laptop, and it looks like it is, which is good. Right, okay, so as I said, it was the last card and a cuppa for 2024 today. So this afternoon I have to share with you the kit that everybody had, together with the 3 cards, sample cards I took with me, and I'm going to use the kit to make a 4th card. So this, as I said, was the kit that everybody had today. I decided that I wasn't going to make any more Christmas cards. I hope I didn't upset anybody by not doing Christmas cards today, but I kind of came to the conclusion that we're probably all kind of getting a little bit tired of making them. So I thought, well, we could do a thank you or a happy birthday or whatever. Because I don't know about you, I do have 2 birthdays over Christmas. I have my daughter's on Christmas Day, and my mother's is the day before on Christmas Eve. So I'm always hunting for birthday cards this time of year. But anyway, so, and I know there are quite a few people who have family members who have birthdays close to Christmas. Anyway, so today's card is what I've called an off-center gatefold card. So gatefold card simply means that instead of it being a normal card that opens with one score line and both the edges are together, that the edges are somewhere on the front of the card. Now, normally, if you want to have a straight gatefold card, here in the UK, our cardstock, certainly when you're making a standard size card, it's 10.5 centimetres wide. So you would want your gap, not so much gap, your join here, right in the middle. But I actually quite like these offset gatefolds because they're very simple to do. The only thing I suggest you do is that because it's 10.5 centimetres wide, that you do one side as a whole number, and obviously the other side is something with a half on it. So this is what I came up with. And if you don't have a scoring, or if you're not happy with scoring and making sure they go together, then simply score one line and then fold the other side up to meet it. That's the quickest and easiest way to do it. Anyway, so I digress. The cardstock I took was Petunia Pop. So this is Petunia Pop cardstock. So it was started off as a sheet of A4, cut in half. So that's 14.9 by 21, which is the whole width. And they said scored twice to make the gatefold. An envelope. There was a piece of basic white to go on the inside, and then I cut 3 pieces of the, remember now, Unbounded Beauty paper. So this is what this is. So obviously one piece is wider than the other, so you have one piece to go on the wider panel, the other piece to go on the narrow panel, and it's up to you as to which sides you use. I quite like that one and that one because they coordinate really nicely. And of course, if you decide that you actually want the thinner panel on the left hand side, just before you actually stick the inside in, just turn it around by 180 degrees, and then you've got the smaller panel on the left and the larger panel on the right. Also, everyone got this was a 1.5 inch punch, piece of Petunia Pop that had been punched out using, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's sort of elongated oval. A piece of the Unbounded Beauty paper to go on the inside. Then I punched out using the punch these from some white glitter paper. So they had the two sorts, and they had an iridescent pearl as well. The other thing that I took with me as well, I took up the bow punch with me just in case people wanted more, but I actually took a little baggie of lots of these branches and things that had been punched out from the Unbounded Beauty paper. So this is just what's left. And we just basically put a pile in front of everybody and said, help yourself, use whatever you want to. And I took the paper with me so that we could cut more if we really wanted to. So that's basically what the kit was. So I'm going to put that to one side for the moment whilst I show you the cards. I took a variety of just basically sentiments stamp sets with me. So I took, I was going to say the So Sincere, but actually thinking about it, it wasn't. It was a couple of others. And I think I put them back, which is a bit silly of me, but anyway. So I just took a selection of sentiments that had happy birthday and that sort of thing on it. So that people could actually choose what they wanted to do. So the first card that I made looked like this, or looks like this, seeing as it's still here. Very simple, so I simply glued that strip of paper on, stuck it on the inside of the card, stuck the thinner piece and then the wider piece of paper on. Now this happy birthday, so I used Petunia Pop to stamp, so I've got a tone on tone sentiment, and then I just put a variety of the punched out shapes. Now what I did actually do was I used the circle underneath. So what I did was I actually glued all the pieces to the circle, and then I added the circle to, yes I did, to this punched out shape using some glue dots. So those glue dots not only lifted it up, this piece up slightly, but it also could be used to anchor these shapes as well. So they were sort of belts and braces basically on that, and then just added the iridescent pearl. So that was the first one. Second one, I flipped it around, so I put the thinner panel on the left hand side, and then instead of using the white underneath that elongated oval, I put it on the top. So all these pieces again are glued to the back of the white, so you'd want to stamp that first, then fix these to the back, and then put some dimensionals on again, and then fix the whole of that piece to the elongated oval, and then simply glue the oval to the panel. You do need to be careful, and that's to make sure that you're only gluing to whichever panel that you want it on. Obviously you don't want to put glue on that side, because then when you close it you're basically going to glue it shut, which is not such a good idea. So that was the second one. The third one, I swapped the paper over, so I turned that piece over, but instead of using the Petunia Pop ink, I just actually used the Tuxedo Black, which actually I think it does stand out quite nicely, so I was happy with that. And then I had the fronds just going up and down rather than sort of diagonal. And then I've put the strip up there, but it's really up to you as to where you want to put it. So those were my 3 cards, and I'm standing here thinking, now what am I going to do? Because I'm really kind of at a loss. I'm sort of in that pre-Christmas time where everything's sort of starting to slow down, and I'm slowing down as well. I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm just hoping I'm not going to spend Christmas Day lying on the sofa fast asleep. That would not be a good idea. I don't think Jenny would be very happy with me if I slept through the whole of her birthday. So anyway, so this is the kit, as I said, that I've got. I just realised that's a bit, it's not got a very good edge on that, so I'm just going to quickly take my scissors and sort of shave off those bits. I obviously got a bit gung-ho when I was cutting that. So what I'm going to do for this to start off with is I'm going to glue this across the bottom. But before I do that, I think I'm actually going to use some of these just to embellish the inside a little bit more. So I've got any of the larger green leaves. I know, let's just tip the whole lot out. I'll probably regret this later because it'll probably all end up on the floor when I'm tidying up, but hey. So I've got a, did you see it? A big green leaf. Where's it gone? Oh, dearie me. Is that it? No, that's my silvery one. I don't want that. What's that? There we go, there's a green one. So I might put that one under there. And then I put a couple of other colours. I don't need green again though, I don't think. And put that one. And more of a purpley one. There we go. The nice thing about using the paper to punch out is that you do actually end up with quite a nice variety of the different colours. Right, glue. So you don't need a lot on this, and I'm just actually literally going to just put a dot on each of these just to hold them down. That probably means that I've actually got and glued the wrong side, but hey, and glue this as well quickly. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop those pieces under before everything gets a chance to dry. So that bit can go under here. Like so. Oops, there we go. I've managed to get one stuck to my hand already. And then that one, yeah, you see I did manage to do that. I don't want that one. I want the orangey colour. That'll do. And you can stick as many as you want in there. So that's what I'm going to, it's going to be that. I'm going to put this on here. I did get, I was going to say a new tool. So we had a team past and present Christmas party last Friday. And both myself and Trisha had the same idea as doing a little gift. Something we'd both seen on the internet a while back. And it involves a pastry brush, one of these silicone ones, like this. And the idea is that the brush is normally about that long and you cut the majority of it off straight across, although I don't think mine's that straight. And then you put a blob of silicone glue. In fact, I'm going to, actually no, I'm not going to need that. Blob of glue on a silicone mat, and then you can just pick this up and then dab it onto your small piece that needs to have all the bits put on. Now I'm going to glue this on. Oops. So this is going to go on. Now I have to remember now that I've put that on the inside, the card is going to have to go this way up. I was going to have the panel on the other side, but hey. So it's always as well to double check what you're doing. So make sure which way up everything is on the inside before you start sticking everything on the front, just in case you end up with something upside down. I think I think it's someone put their sentiment in upside down, so they ended up just turning the whole card around so that they had the fold on the other side, the smaller panel on the other side. Right, okay. So I was thinking I might put this way this time with that on top. So that's the space that I've got to stamp in, which means that the sentiments that I've got is not really going to work, which is not good. Let me grab something else. Not that one. Serves me right for putting everything away. Right, I'm just going to get this. I've got the Simply Said sentiment, the stamp set. And I'm going to use, the birthday's not going to fit on there. Let's see, just a note, will that fit on? Not quite. I think I'm just going to put hello on, it's simple. Well, actually no, I could do a thank you. Okay, so the thank you is in one long line, which is not necessarily good when you're trying to put it onto a smaller circle. But there are tricks you can use. So because I'm stamping on the white, I think I'm going to stick to the Petunia Pop ink. Keep everything together, coordinated. So, and because this stamp set is photopolymer, so it's clear, you can just ink up the word, part of the word that you want. So I want just the thank. Make sure that nothing goes on the Y of the U. And then I'm going to stamp that onto my circle. Like so. And then I'm going to clean off just simply by stamping and rub my finger over because I haven't got my cleaning pad here, which is not so good. Hey. Right, and then I'm going to turn this around and I'm just going to ink up the U. I'm going to make sure it's not gone on that K from the thank. And this time you do need to make sure which way up it is. So I'm going to stamp that underneath there, like that. That's good, that's worked. Put that out of the way. So that's going to go on there, like that. That's going to go in the centre, but I need to work out what I want to do by way of all my little branches and things. I mean, you don't need to, you could just leave it like that. Just keep it very simple. But I think I will put some on. They need to be fixed to this. That would make it easier. And I'm just going to put some glue in around the centre carefully. And choose a few of these. Let's see what we've got by way of colour. So we've got that. What's that on the other side? We've got that one. And we've got that one. Actually, I quite like that. But you have to remember that the ink is on the reverse side. So what we do is we need to make sure that what we want to be seen is actually face down. And don't make the mistake that I almost did. And also to be careful which way your sentiment is. That's kind of like that. I'm just going to use my scissors to actually make sure that it's down. That. And that. I'm going to put another one this way. I think these are just going to end up going up and down. And then you can just fill in gaps if you want to with other bits. You can, of course, just simply add them afterwards, which just means basically poking them in to make sure that they are in place. Let's see, what does that look like? Okay, so it's like that. I think that's what I'm going to leave it as for the mark, because I have got glue all over my fingers. Dearie me. That was the one for the bottom, so let's stick a couple more on. In for a penny and all that. Problem is, you're not really going to see it until you turn it over. But hey, I'll go there. Right. And then the last thing you want to do is to put some dimensionals on that so that you can then fix it to that elongated ovally bit. Normally I say you don't need too many dimensionals, but bearing in mind that you want to make sure that these are stuck down, then you might, I'm going to put 4 on. Normally I'd only put 3. So that will go on here like that. And then this is where I find that it's actually going to be, oh no, it'll be all right. You have to be careful with the placement of that piece in the middle. So let's see, that's going to go that way. Obviously I need to have my thank you going the right way. I'll probably move that out of the way so you can't actually see it. Let's go here, put that there, like so. And I just realised I've forgotten to put the little silvery bit on. Let's see if I can put that inside here. And no, maybe you can fit it that way. Slip it under there. That's it. You don't need to have lots of it showing. So that's that. So this is going to get on here, like so. And I'm going to move it over so that most of it is going to be glued on that larger panel. If I put it central, then this might get crushed a bit in the envelope. Whereas if I put it like that, then it should be fine. So I'm just going, well, I'm going to put glue on half of it. Like so. And then move it over so that it's like 2/3 of the way over, like that. So when I open it, and you can see that there's no glue there. That might want to move slightly, but hey, whoops. Just trying to make sure top and bottom are even. So that's that. And then I've still got my iridescent pearl that I can put on, which I think I will add to that, thank you. Oops, before I throw it around. I'll just peel that off with my fingernails and stick it on there, like that. So you can keep adding if you wanted to, so I could add another one of these up here if I had time. I'll have to remember to stick that one in a minute, so because I'm sure once I stand it up it'll all fall out. At least that one will. Yes, it will. Okay, let's just put a bit of glue on it. Let's do that quickly. Put that in, fill that gap up. Well, it went in there a second ago. Oops, come on. That's the problem because my fingers are so gluey. Right, so that is it. So that's my 4th card. So they're pretty much a variation of the theme, but they're all slightly different. So that one and that one and that one were the first three, and then that's the thank you is the last one. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed seeing those. This will get put up onto YouTube later this week. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Won't be live next week because if I'm right in thinking, it will be Christmas Day. Yes, 25th, it'll be the 25th, so it'll be Christmas Day. So, yeah, so I have other things to do on Christmas Day. But I will be back the following week with a, what am I going to be doing the following? I'll be doing a stamping and creating, so, yeah, thank you for sharing and joining with me this last year, and I will see you in 2025. Take care. Bye.